Good morning, Brian Newman, the Fire Behavior Analyst for Incident Management Team 3. I want to give you a fire behavior update for the Dixie Fire West Zone. So we're going to start over here in the Janesville area. Things are looking pretty good. Not a lot of fire activity on any of the perimeters, but there is still activity interior. And we'll continue to see the smoke coming out of there and potentially a little bit of columns, but all within the interior area as the wind comes across the escarpment today and pushes down through there. It's going to be moderated by smoke this morning, but as that starts to lift out, you will start to see some activity in there. But again, nothing's threatening or challenging any of the control lines. Moving over towards the Susanville area, this area here off of Dyer Mountain, Hamilton Mountain, they've made a lot of good progress in there. There still is some activity going on in there, but it's interior. The heavy deadened down fuels are continuing to burn out. They are still producing some smoke columns in there, but overall, again, no challenges to the control lines in this area, and just continue to see some smoking activity in there. Down in the Mountain Meadows area, this dry reservoir, there is quite a bit of activity just in the tufted grass in there, so nothing is challenging the lines, but there is a lot of smoke being produced out of there, but there is a lot of activity going on to keep that minimized for the most part. Moving north out of Westwood, up A21 Road. Again, we had some spot fires yesterday across the road, but they were caught before they got very large. But it just goes to show how dry this is out here and how receptive the fuel bed is for just a little bit of embers coming out across. So more activity in interior today as this continues to burn out, and more crews will be out there monitoring that. So expect to see activity just both in smoke and in fire equipment out there today along the A21 road and interior of that. Coming around the north part by Silver Lake, it still has some activity in there, still some interior heat. It is cooling down a little bit, but as that wind has been coming up in the afternoon, it's providing an opportunity for that to get up and give it a little bit of smoke column in there, a little bit of activity. It's not challenging the lines in and around the Silver Lake area, but expect to see that today if you're in that area. Now moving further to the west and the north, up here up by Butte Lake, we did have some spotting and we did have some activity that did get outside the control lines yesterday and allowed the fire to move farther north up by Prospect Peak. So they are out there today with quite a force, and we expect to see a large amount of activity, fire activity and fire equipment activity up here in the Butte Lake, Prospect Peak, and moving out towards 44. It has not reached Highway 44, and there is a large contingent of resources out there, but expect to see quite a bit of activity across that area today. Moving into the Alaska National Park, again, quite a bit of activity from the Butte Lake area towards the Park Highway. And again, you'll see a lot of smoke columns in that area, a lot of activity going on. They're experiencing spot fires, and the fire's starting to make a bigger push to the north. But again, it hasn't reached Highway 44. It's still within their reading fire scar, and they are still within their control line objective in this part. So again, lots of smoke coming out of there today, lots of activity. Coming all the way over here to the far side of the park on the Highway 89 Park Highway area, it's holding well. They had a slop over there a couple days ago, so quite a bit of smoke still occurring from the interior burning there, but nothing's challenging the control lines at this point in and around Broke-Off Mountain and in towards the Summit Ranger Station area. Coming further south, down in towards Childs Meadows, this area is holding well. Interior burning is still occurring in there, but overall, nothing challenging the control lines on the part of the fire that came across Highway 36. Coming a little further off to the east in the Guernsey Creek area, this big pocket here, quite a bit of activity, heavy deadened down fuels. It's allowing the fire to continue to burn through here, but they're making good progress on the actions in there and on the fire edge, but expect to see smoke out of there, smoke column standing up, and it's starting to increase in activity through the day. And then as we get down into the lower part here, Chester, Almanor, over in towards Hamilton Branch area, we are having a lot of pine needles come out of the trees, fall onto the ground from the fire that burned through there and allowed those pine needles to dry out. And they are igniting into small ground fires that are not threatening anything, but expect to see a lot of that needle cast coming down and the chances for that to ignite and have small surface fires. So as we go through the rest of the day today, that smoke's going to clear out that is over the fire today, and it will allow for the activity overall, like we talked about, across the fire to occur. And today's our really last windy day of that, so tomorrow should be looking a little better for our activity through the rest of the week. Thank you.